take you to the glory. I can't stand it, no, yeah. Yeah, nah, I can't stand it. Yeah. Now we're the South Side. Now we're the West Side. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chase Peterson. I'm joined tonight by my friend Steven X Factor Hart, and we're just doing a little preview of the Emotion Bowl, the big rivalry game between the Idaho Falls Tigers, the Skyline Grizzlies. We all know it's a huge matchup within our city. Steven has actually played and starred for the Tigers within this game. What can you tell us about being in the actual game?
You know, Chase, you're exactly right when you say this is a huge rivalry. One of the biggest in the nation. People come from all across the country to watch this game being played. And you know, these two teams, they're coming from different seasons. You know, Idaho Falls has kind of struggled at times. They have yet to win a game. Skyline, they've been on top. They're on a losing streak as well right now, though. And these two teams, they're going to want to finish their season strong. They're going to look for blood. They're going to want to go in there and hit the other team in the mouth and try to come out on top.
And this is really how everyone remembers the season, as both teams are, as we said, are on these losing streaks. This really leaves the either good or bad taste in the mouth at the end of the season. We see a lot of traditions in the week leading up. What are some of the traditions you've seen in your time at IF?
Well, one of the biggest traditions that we have in this Emotion Bowl is whoever the winner of the game is, they get to paint the goalpost there, their school colors.
Absolutely.
And the goalposts, they stay that way for the rest of the year. And that's probably the biggest tradition that I've seen, and that's like one of the most prized possessions, prized events of the Emotion Bowl.
Absolutely, and the traditions get weird. I've had my cousin, when she went to high school there, Skyline filled the whole high school filled with blue painted rats, and stuff like that happens every year. It's crazy. We've seen it on social media this year big time. We got some correspondents that are going to touch on that later. Right now, we go live to a tradition of the week. Let's join Cooper Peterson at this year's bear burning.
Well, you see, we are here at the bear burning. Hauser has just claimed we have the best student body here in the world, which we do. I agree. Nowhere compares. Hauser's words. We will paint them orange tomorrow. Bold statement. We will win by 100. This is live from the bear burn. I will repeat. Whole student body is here. Whole Tiger fam. We've been told to scream our hearts out by Hauser. This is live feed from Matthew Hauser, Michigan State alum. We will paint those goalposts orange tomorrow. That is a bold statement. David Ames will be held to under 90 yards rushing. I love you, David, but it's going to happen. Spencer Anderson will ball out tomorrow for the Tigers. They will stay orange for a very long time. Matthew Hauser's words. Let's get it, Tiger Nation.
Thank you, Cooper.
That was quite the pandemonium.
Quite the pandemonium.
That's what we've been talking about. This is the greatest rivalry in America.
I think these students are ready. I think they're really ready for the game week. And you look at Skyline, they're a talented team, both sides of the ball. You look at their offense. David Ames, definitely an explosive offensive player.
Absolutely.
Bridger Taylor's a good complement to him, and Carson Law, a speedster on the outside. Skyline, no slouches on defense either. They've come in with a very good secondary this year. They put some pressure up front, really affect all areas of the game. What do you see in IS defense that can maybe mitigate some of this Skyline offensive power?
You know, Chase, there's going to be some great matchups in this game. I'm excited. I'm excited especially about the middle linebacking position for the Idaho Falls Tigers. Terrell Payne, he is a stud. He goes both ways, but especially on that defensive side of the ball. He's looking to blitz, he's looking to stop the run, and he's looking to make some big plays for the Tigers' defense.
Steven, great point you make about their linebacking core. I really like their secondary as well, even though they've gone through a little bit of the injury bug this year, losing Bryson as well as Trevor in the secondary. They've got some studs back there, though. They've got Peyton on one side and they've got Cadrian on the other. They really lock down both sides of that field, and they can limit Skyline's big plays down the field with Carson Lott. What do you see in their secondary?
Absolutely, Chase. I really like Peyton Powell at that cornerback position. You know, younger brother of Clayton Powell. We all know what Clayton Powell did on the field.
Absolutely.
And Peyton's looking to do a lot of the same things, especially tomorrow during the Emotion Bowl.
Absolutely.
This country owes its very existence to the strength and courage of its working men and women. Unfortunately, many worked in areas contaminated by asbestos. If you or a loved one were occupationally exposed to asbestos and have been diagnosed with mesothelioma, a disease uniquely linked to a brief asbestos exposure, call the law offices of Peter Angelos for a no-charge consultation.
Welcome back, everyone. We're taking a closer look at the Tigers offense right now. We're actually joined on the phone by star Tigers wideout Samuel Levitt. Sam, what do you got for us?
We had a slow start to the season, obviously, but, the way I see it, the lower you go on the trampoline, you just got higher to fly. So I really feel like the beginning of the season has just been a rebuilding era, and that's over now. And I think we got our stuff down.
All right, Samuel, you're the Tigers star wideout. You've had a great season so far up to this point. What can we expect from you going forward in the Emotion Bowl?
6 touchdowns.
6? I was expecting 7.
7?
Yeah.
Well, I can guarantee 6. I certainly can try for 7, but no promises on that one.
Okay, all right. How is your quarterback, Zachary Turnage, feeling right now?
Well, ex-quarterback, actually. He's been moved to the slot position, and now he's served the lead blocker. Our new quarterback is Kenny Huffstutler, a young mobile quarterback.
Well, breaking news. You heard that here first. The Tigers have replaced their incumbent, embattled starting quarterback, Zachary Turnage, with a new guy. Also, one more thing before we get you out of here, Samuel. What can you tell us about the extent of young Grimeau's injury?
Well, I don't really understand what was happening, but for some purposes, Dustin Grimeau was playing running back. He ran a simple run to the left side, got off tackle, and Kyle Williams just over the ankles, because you're not going to go head-to-head with a 600-pounder.
Oh,
and,
no.
I guess he just broke his ankle, so...
Okay. Well, how are the injuries that have piled up throughout the season going to affect you in this game?
Obviously, it's going to take its toll. We lost star safety and also slot receiver Bryson Bryan.
Absolutely.
Wideout Trevor Franco, who also served both ways, played a little corner and safety. Mikey Santos, torn ACL as well. And Christian Simon, running back from last year, he just messed up his shoulder and he's out. So, when you're missing some stars like that, especially at that great number, it's definitely going to take a toll. But honestly, I think we're ready for the challenge regardless.
Okay, well, Samuel, we're going to get you out of here. What's your final prediction for this game, my friend?
I think that it'll be a close one. We'll start out with the lead. Skyline is a second-half team, so I believe they'll put up some points in the second half. I predict Tigers win this game 32-28.
Well, excellent. You heard it here first. Thank you so much for joining us, Samuel. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you. I'll see you there.
Awesome, pretty big news from Sam Levitt. I'm talking about the switch over on the starting quarterback position from star Zach Turnage to back up Kenny Huffstutler.
Yeah. Well, my thing is Pete must see something we don't.
Absolutely.
I've really liked what I've seen from Turnage this year. I know he's been embattled by the local paper, social media, all that crap, but he's been a leader for the Tigers out there. And I mean, his one quote, he quoted, he doesn't have a team around him. And I mean, that shows a little selfishness on his part, but it also shows a desire to win and to avoid blame, which the Tigers do need in the Emotion Bowl.
Absolutely. He has done his talking with his play on the field. He lets all the other outside people, he doesn't let those people get to him. So this is a pretty big move. We'll see if it pays off tomorrow night.
I'm a big fan of Kenny football. I really am. I have some faith in him. I think he can lead this Tigers offense in a new direction going forward. But it'll be interesting to see how Turnage functions in that lead blocking role. It will really be interesting to see how they move the ball. They've got some weapons. They really do. Sam Levitt, we spoke to earlier, their best receiver by far. Got some other weapons, Max Grider in that backfield. Of course, the Christian Simon injury hurts them.
It does hurt.
But I think they have enough. They do have enough to get it done. A low-scoring game will favor them. They want to run the ball. They want to get short gains and keep time of possession in their hands.
And you're really right, Chase. They want to keep that clock moving. Back to the Zach Turnage situation really quick. I just want to see how he functions on the field, his attitude towards the game. He's put in a really tough position. His senior year, his last game as a Tiger in his probably football career. the emotion bowl, the stage is set, and he's moved from starting quarterback to lead blocker.
Yeah, and absolutely. And whether he likes it or not, he is a leader on this team, and he has to carry himself as such for the Tigers to have any chance in this one.
I think we'll be all right, Chase.
El sabor que siempre ha estado ahí, rancheritos.
El mero, mero sabor ranchero.
The Rancheritos really does hit the spot.
You said it, pal. Right now, we're going to head to our social media consultants, Kendall Morrison and Connor Hoiland, for the top 3 Emotion Bowl tweets of the week.
Thanks, Chase. I think with this generation, social media has been as big a part of the emotional rivalry as the game is itself.
Oh, I completely agree, Kendall. And as a former Tiger great, I got to see the impact that hard work had on the field, as well as the impact of social media off the field.
I think just everyone in the community can really get a sense of how much these two schools really dislike each other just through social media.
Oh, absolutely. Both schools have had their fair share of blows in this week.
Well, that brings us to our social media segment where we look over our top tweets of the week.
Our first tweet comes from @JaneHula, who says, Skyline and both start with S. Tigers and Terrific both start with T. Coincidence? I think not.
I'm a big fan of alliteration.
Our next tweet comes from @ChristianDean. His reads, Wish we could play IF and Power Buff. Frowny face. That would sell more tickets than the football game.
Ooh, shots fired.
Bold statement.
My top tweet comes from Brody Hardy, who tweets, I honestly think Skyline is going to win this weekend. Not.
Wow. He had me for a second.
Hold the presses. That's really...
for a second.
Woo. My next tweet comes from Hunter Markowski, who tweets, Skyline is overrated. Emoji of a downward thumb. Bold, plain, simple. I like it.
That downward emoji, or the downward thumb emoji, is a real exclamation point.
It's just the nail in the coffin for the Skyline
team.
Is. Well, that concludes our segment. Back to you, Chase and Steven.
Thanks, Kendall. Thanks, Connor. Great segment. Social media has been huge. As we know, we've both been on it. We've both been watching. What have you seen that you've liked?
Well, it's just so crazy how the game has changed over the years, from just the game to the whole week, months leading up to the game, through these students interacting through social media.
It's a week-long thing now, but right now what we're going to do, we're going to go to everyone's favorite segment. Let's go to X Factor's Pick of the Game.
There's going to be a lot of factors that go into whoever wins tonight's game. Some may say it's the atmosphere and all the hype that's surrounding the game tonight. Some may say it's the coaches and all the preparation. Whoever's prepared their team better is going to win. Some may say it's the cheerleader. Some may say it's the school who rallies behind their team. But I say it's going to start in the trenches, and it's going to start in the trenches for the Idaho Falls Tigers with big number 67, Spencer Egbert. He's going to be the one that's opening up holes for the Tigers' running game. He's going to be the one that's pass blocking for the new quarterback, Kenny Football. And he's going to be the one that's going to be the X factor of the game.
Good section, X. Well, we've seen everything. We've analyzed both teams, both sides of the football, offense, defense, players, everything. We've looked over it all. There's one thing left to do. X, what's your conclusion for the game?
Man, it's a tough call for tonight. I think both teams are prepared. Both teams think that they are going to be the victors coming out of tonight's game. Both teams, they have great coaches who have prepared them well. There's a lot of hype, like we talked about earlier. This rivalry, it's hard to predict because either side can win because of just the hatred they have towards the other school. But at the end of the day, I got to go with my alma mater, the Idaho Falls Tigers. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think the Tigers are going to do just enough with their running game to hold on to the ball, take the time of possession, and I think they're going to squeak it out. I'm going to go with the score of 35-27 Tigers.
Absolutely. That's a great prediction. What I see, a lot of physicality on both sides of the ball for both football teams. They're going to grind it out through the first half. And then in the second half, it's kind of going to open up a little bit scoring-wise. Maybe in the special teams, maybe IF gets that deep ball that we've been looking for all season. Maybe they get that going. But in the end, I think we break it open in the fourth quarter. I'm going to go with my inner city champions, taking this game from them 28-24. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a thriller. You're in for a great one tomorrow at Ralston Stadium. We're just really excited for this one.
Absolutely. Goalposts are going to be orange, baby. Let's go.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.